Greetings, brave adventurers, and welcome to The Keep. My name is Lindsey the Keeper, and it is my duty to tell cringy tales from r/RPG horror stories to protect reality from eldritch horrors with the help of my little friend, Tao. So, a while back, I made a video about what my personal favorite classes from D&D was, and I mentioned that Paladin was number 10 on my list just because... What was it I said? So, I may get some flack from a certain red dragon and his fans on what I'm about to rank this class. But, Paladins are ranked at number 10. Do not get me wrong, they are great tanks, good healers, good DPS, and they are great in certain roleplay situations. Plus, the subclasses aren't that bad and each of them are unique in a different ways and have examples on how to view that paladin type. The problem is I have not played them enough times to see the cool stuff that makes a paladin, well, a paladin. Plus, when you read enough RPG horror stories like I do, where there is a lawful stupid paladin, or someone that plays a very gross paladin, it makes playing a paladin a little worrisome. Right, that. So let's talk about paladins real quick. Paladins, depending on how you play them, can be real good for roleplay purposes and can be a good tank, healer, DPS class. However, due to many RPG horror stories and D&D horror stories, there are players who play paladins that wants to go on a daily witch hunt or demon hunt. It's honestly wild. In today's story, Obi tells a tale about joining a campaign that happens to have a paladin in it. And let's just say the paladin turns things to the extreme. Now, sit back, relax, and cuddle up to your favorite Tingle as we dive in on this horror story. Enjoy! This was written by V077 with the title Paladin Overreacts and Attempts to Kill Player Character. So, I joined a D&D group after a long time since my very first try at it, which ended in a bad way as well, but mostly the DM was responsible for that. I don't recall much of that, so don't think I'll post it. So, I figured I'd join a new group at a local coffee and gaming shop. The group was just starting up their first campaign. It was one inspired by an isekai anime. Think the likes of Rising of the Shield Hero and such. The DM had done all kinds of cool things making it feel like a tabletop MMORPG, so I was all on board. So, with our first session, I asked our party what they're playing. The answers were a priestess, functionally similar to a cleric, but with the ability to cast smite in addition, fighter, paladin, and sorcerer. The DM permitted homebrew races and presented me with a list of classes, some from the official D&D, and most were homebrew. So, I chose the homebrew class, Spellblade, a magic and physical attack hybrid, so I chose the homebrew race that supported both, the Daemon. My character's backstory was that she was summoned by the same royal family who summoned the priestess, fighter, and sorcerer to act as extra support. Since they knew her real name, though, they were able to command her to do so whether she liked it or not, and had heard stories about how demons, upon being summoned, were nothing but tools of war and playthings to the mortals. On a side note, the paladin was a volunteer who joined them, and once my character showed up, hit the fan. Fighter. It is nice to have some extra muscle, especially of the magic variant. Sorcerer. Indeed, a demon at that. I had heard about demons, but never thought I'd get to see one in person. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Miss Spellblade. Priestess. I look forward to working alongside you. Paladin. Ugh, a heretical beast. So, we decided to spend the first session looking around town. The priestess quickly growing closest to my Spellblade as she was a people pleaser character. As we looked through shops, we bought a new scimitar for my spellblade as hers was worn, dull, and cracked from using it so much before summoning. All the while the Paladin doing all he could to try and get my character kicked out of shops and tarnishing her reputation among the townfolk with sorcerer and fighter throwing any attempts to do so. I had nothing against this initially as I thought this could add interesting development where these characters gradually become friends, starting as bitter rivals, so I let it slide. At one point, we saw street thugs harassing a traveling merchant who had stopped in town, so we stepped in and our first combative engagement started. As we fought the thugs, Fighter wanted only to go far enough to subdue them rather than kill them, which we all agreed on. As we fought, Paladin did something unexpected. Paladin, I'm going to cast my Unspellblade. Sorcerer, what? Why? Me, why? We're in the middle of a fight. Paladin, you're locked across blades with one, so I have no choice but to cast mine on you to hit him. Priestess, you could hit another thug though. DM, just a warning, you're a paladin of the goddess of order. According to your sheet, if you cast smite on someone who isn't causing trouble, you'll lose your bonuses for the rest of this fight. So you're supposed to be a peacemaker, not an aggressor. Paladin backed down after hearing that and cast it on another thug, damaging him a good deal, and Priestess whacked the thug in the back of the head with her staff, knocking him out. After we had successfully won the fight with minimal bloodshed, Priestess healed up the merchant's minor injuries first, as we ourselves didn't even drop below half HP, and the merchant offered all of us one healing potion for each of us and a small sum of gold of us to split as thanks. Later, while dividing up, Paladin chimed in again. Paladin, I propose Spellblade doesn't receive her portion of the gold. Sorcerer, what makes you think she doesn't deserve a portion of the gold? She contributed just as much as any of us. Fighter, agreed. Don't forget she blocked a throwing knife that was aimed right at you. Me in character, I was ordered to preserve the well-being of these three, Paladin. If that proves to be an issue for you as a volunteer, you are free to leave at any time as I was not ordered to protect you, just these three, and to keep my own self-preservation in mind. Paladin at this point had enough, saying that the party was playing favorites and defeating a heretical monstrosity. Paladin, I'm going to attack Spellblade. DM, you sure you wanna? Paladin, yes, I'm sure. He actually cut off the DM, ignoring the warning from before. Me in character, stand down. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into. I attempted to intimidate him into deciding against it. I rolled and got a 15. Paladin rolls and gets an 18, so the intimidation fails. He still does the attack. After a bit of fighting and taking damage, he got some serious punishment. Paladin, I used the bonus from my goddess to heal me. DM, you can't do that. Paladin, why not? I'm under the goddess of order. DM, yes, but you're the aggressor here. You don't get any bonuses from her if you do that. I warned you about that while you were making your character and during the fight against the thugs, and you cut me off before you decide to fight Spellblade. This really is just your fault at this point. Ultimately, Paladin's character was slain by a heretical beast, fittingly by beheading. In the Paladin's last moments of awareness, my Spellblade told him, only the self-righteous use their gods and goddesses to justify their selfish actions. Paladin's player angrily huffed, why are we letting a demon into our party? DM, demon? Everyone looked at each other confused. Sorcerer's player, I'm afraid you're mistaken. Spellblade's not a demon. Spellblade's a demon. There is a difference. So, the sorcerer explained the difference between a demon and a demon. Paladin player: well, the character is too overpowered. For those who don't know, the difference between a demon and a demon is basically this. A demon, which is from Greek mythology, refers to a supernatural being that acts as a guardian or a guiding spirit. Think of it as a firewall that is running in the background of your computer, and its only job is making sure that virus and malware doesn't enter into your computer and wreck it. While on the flip side, a demon is typically portrayed as an evil, malevolent entity in various religious traditions. Or an easier way to explain it is, both have supernatural connections, one for positive and one for negative. Now, let's finish the story. Note my character was nearly killed by him towards the end of our scuffle. Priestess intervened and healed my character. We had given Paladin's player multiple attempts to stop the PvP and restart the scene, but he refused, insisting on trying to kill my character. DM: the character's primary stats are strength and charisma. Spellblade uses charisma for magic power and strength for physical power. You chose a class that had powerful bonuses that came with conditions, and you chose to risk it. If you want to make a new character, we can have them appear before the next session is over. Paladin's player decided to just dip out in a huff, so we just continued the session and we are still playing the campaign. And it has been a lot of fun, and tales of the self-righteous Paladin have become a joke among us. Thanks for reading. End of story. Not only did I learn something new today, but I got a good story out of it. There is nothing wrong if you want to have a bit of a rivalry between characters, as long as it leads to those rival characters working together. They do not have to be the best of friends, but they have to work together to save the world. You know, because D&D and TTRPGs is generally a cooperative game. It's the same for edgelords as well, but I'll save that statement for an edgelord story. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to give me more support, you can follow me on my socials through my Linktree, and if you have stories you want me to read, please post them on my subreddit or email it to me. Until then, may you find your worth in the waking world.